Can you catch a shooting star? Maybe, here at the observatory. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
It's time for our tale of the tape. So here is young Roy Jones Jr., 180 centimeters tall, and he weighed in right on 159 pounds. And he'll be facing St. George Groves. This former super middleweight world champion stands 6 foot tall with a reach of 183.
Talk about hot seats in the house. I am so lucky to be sat where I am watching this fight live. I can tell my grandkids about this.
Here comes Roy Jones Jr. From Pensacola, Florida. I'm from about 30 miles away, Bay Minette, Alabama. I've been hearing about this guy for over 10 years, and boy, has he backed up all that hype. St. George Groves. We've seen his fights with Carl Froch. He is always in there to hurt you. This London, England native looking to do damage today.
As soon as the bell goes, don't blink. That fight could be over.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, introducing the newly crowned champion, holding a record of 22 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the young, undefeated, and newly crowned IBF middleweight champion of the world, known as Captain Hook, introducing Roy Jones Jr. Fighting out of the blue corner, a European, British, and Commonwealth super middleweight title holder from London, England, a super middleweight champion of the world, St. George Groves.
One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this, our main event.
All what's left is for the first bell to go. That's all we need now, because the build-up is getting ridiculous.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. And we're underway in round one. These punches coming from every angle. Punch, counter punch. The straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Nice counter shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter punch. They both want the knockout. Well done with that counter shot. Punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths. That's it. Great work. Stay focused. Don't let back into the fight.
And there's the bell to start round two. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The straight right just misses. Good counter punching. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Can't find a home for that jab. Nice counter. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. I guess showboating is part of their plan. Oh, a little rope-a-dope here. There's a counter shot. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. And a round that seemed like eternity. On to the third. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
You've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class. It sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. Beautiful counter shot. The straight right just misses. Those counter punches have to hurt. A perfect counter shot. And he scores with the counter. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. That counter shot lands. Well, if their intention is to anger the opponent, I think it's going to work. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The perfect counter lands. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Roy Jones. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something. Here we go to the fourth round. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Straight right just misses. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him. Frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
Counter punch. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Nice defense, avoiding the right uppercut. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
Don't be looking there for one shot at a time.
Here's the bell to start round 5. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Apparently hitting his opponent in the face isn't enough. He wants to rub it in. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. That counter punch caught him clean. So he's going to taunt here. I don't know if that's the wisest strategy. And he wasn't ready for that counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get back out there and win the round. Great round. Now relax. You were thinking, you were smart. Listen, be smart when you go out.
Here we go in the 6th round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Missing with the hook. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
What heart, what desire. Did you see that? Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. That was the moment.
Defense, defense, defense is everything.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. Roy Jones Jr., believe it or not, may want to take a knee here. He is down big time on the scores.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there.
Here we go, it's round 7. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's gonna come out and put the pressure on. He's gonna throw the kitchen sink at you. You gotta be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's gonna try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Got out of the way of that right hook. That hook just can't find the target. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you gotta think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
They exchange punches. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Pensacola's finest is down. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
A shot from the gods took him out.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
That is a show of character. When you're
total domination with 10 seconds to go. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
Can make or break a fighter.
Reset. Forget about that round. It was a... Yes, I like that round. Good round. Feel good.
There's the bell to start round 8. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
How about that time counter shot? Nice counter punch. Both men step back for just a moment. And he scores with the counter. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them more than happy.
straight right just misses. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Well done with that counter shot. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match? Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. I want to think of holding on here for a minute. Nice counter shot. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamorous is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A perfect counter shot. Good counter punch. Incredible work rate. The straight right just misses. He threw it. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent.
There's the bell for round 10. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How about that time counter shot? The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Oh, and now they're just rubbing it in. Good counter punching. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
A perfect counter shot. Do you believe this? He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, I guess he's decided he's going to taunt his opponent now. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. You start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
You cannot.
Here we go in in the championship rounds, round 11. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Did you see that? And he caught George Groves big there. St. George is down. You can see here on the replay a perfect body shot, and he dropped like a loose suit.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
One, two, three, four. Give me your blood.
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this fighter won't stay down.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fighter Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. You'd like to see more jabs. That counter punch caught him clean. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. There's a counter shot. Talk about throws in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
You're being put down. You've got to think right. Survive.
That's it. Just start sticking.
And there's the bell to start round 12. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Good counter punching. A straight right just misses. Catch and shoot. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brain.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, that is a bit of a surprise. It ends in a draw.
What a fight, what a battle. I'm exhausted watching it myself. And you know what? I'm happy it's a draw because nobody deserved to lose and nobody deserved to win. These guys put it on the line.